Welcome to everyone to the HQXtra Eseries brought to you by Command Digital Signage. You're joining me in the 0-0 Speed Cafe HQ Holden as we enter turn 1 and turn 2. So once we've exited those corners, we're on to turn 3, up into the short straight and into turn 4. We want to keep the car nice and straight, braking heavily before we clip the entry of the right-hander. Do the same again, nice and clean on the brakes, clip over the ripple strip and exit out towards the concrete barriers. We use the barriers as a bit of a guide, but we do collect the ripple strips quite often to try and give ourselves a nice exit. In this case, we're actually trying to exit nice and clean up towards turn 8, which is a corner that rewards a lot of hard driving, but at the same time can create a lot of carnage. So with the HQ, we just dip the nose a little bit, coming in, nice and close to the exit, out onto the wall, down into turn 9, hard onto the brakes, back into second gear. Nice and close to the ripple strip on the apex, exit over the ripple strip. Slight left-hand bend here, we want to keep the car nice and straight before we jump on the brakes nice and hard, back into second gear. Over ripple strip again, off to the exit ripple strip, round the left-hand side here, before we start getting towards the last couple of corners here. So we just glided around the right-hander before we jump heavily onto the brakes. About the 40 metre mark, we can tip it in, turning around into the corner, exit over onto the ripple strip, and that's a lap off the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint. Look forward to seeing how the races come out. Okay, welcome everyone to the HQXtra Eseries brought to you by Command Digital Signage. I'm joined today by Dave Amor, who's our guest commentator. Looking forward to round 2. We've had a fantastic round 1 and some hot qualifying's just begun.
Yeah, certainly has, and it's fantastic here at South Australia for round 2. This will be quite interesting. And once again, we've got a few of the guys up the front that were there at round 1 for race 1, if you remember.
Yeah, look, it's starting to get a little bit of a pattern, which is great to see. Again, the cream rises like it would do at any other event. So we've got Brandon Madden, obviously from our Harvey's Eyes up in Queensland. We've got Michael Howlett from WA and Scott Andriski, again from one of the Queenslanders. So 2 Harvey towing guys in the top 3 is obviously a really good result.
Yep, it certainly is. We've got the Victorian Kenny Wright, David Camilleri and the Chookman's car doing extremely well. Command Digital, we've got Chris Mole, just edged out his brother Jason Mole there. Then we've got Joel Heinrich, the number 1, Leighton Cranbrook, and also Matthew Reid, rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, Matty Reid's actually gone pretty well the last couple of events, and I'm looking forward to see how he goes today. There's obviously a few top guys that didn't make the top 10. Brett Osborne still a little bit further back, John Baxter, a couple of the other guys that are sort of creeping their way forward and getting their head around it. There's been a lot of laps sort of undertaken by a few of the guys in the field, so can't wait to see what race 1 brings us, which is the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint. So let's bring it on, Dave.
Yep, let's go. And they're off. Howlett got a really, really good start. This is a 9-lapper, lap 1, as they all start going over the start-finish line. Looks like a fairly good start there. Peter Green Jr. has got a fairly good start. We've also got Nicholas and Andrew Gallity right at the back.
Yeah, we've got a massive field, and it's always a tight turn 1, turn 2 sort of complex, and out the other side. We've got a 32, I think, plus field. Could even be getting closer to 35. So it's looking pretty tight in the mid-pack there.
Yeah, certainly is. This right-hander is always a bit of a tight squeeze, especially on. Well, and here we go. Have a look at that. We've got a couple there crashing in there in the background as the front one's starting to go through. Healy, Brett Osborne, good to see him there. Johnny Baxter just in front of him as they all start going through on lap 1. Very, very tight, as you can understand. And Simon Smith there just grazed the wall. And there's a few HQXtra cars, as per normal.
Yeah, look, we've ended up with a few of the cars glancing the walls at different times, and I can't wait to see how they go cruising, in inverted commas, through turn 8, Diabolical Corner.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it looks like the concrete is swallowing a fair few of them at the moment. And they're very, very lucky that they can continue on racing. Well, we had a bit of a lose there, just seeing who that was. Not sure, one of the blue cars. I'd probably say that might be in one of the Harvey towing cars. We've got Madden there on the outside. Howard from Western Australia, he's having an absolute ding-dong blinder, you could say. in round one and also round two, being so far up the front.
Look, his points are good. He's got a bit of an opportunity to stretch a little bit here. Jason Mole at the moment is second in the championship. So they're all pretty tight up the front. And again, as we mentioned before, we've got two of the Harvey Transport guys that are in second and third there, followed by Dave Camilleri, and then the Command Digital car following them up with Jason Mole, and then Kenny Wright in the CR International car. Sorry, it's Chris Mole. Oh, it's Chris Mole. I apologise, not Jason Mole.
Yep, that's for sure. The Black 4 car there, that's Scott Andreski. His old man's a big bloke who sort of puts all the money down for the team to come down interstate, which is absolutely fantastic and good to see. And so certainly having a go. As you can see, we're on lap 2 now. Camilleri, Kenny Wright's right behind him. That's Heinrich. That's little Heinrich. So they're going A-OK at the moment. Through turn 4, where they all had a bit of a crash in lap 1, but they all seem to be going through. They're all right at the moment. Also, that is Leighton Cranbrook.
Yeah, we've got Leighton Cranbrook driving the 00 Speed Cafe car this particular meeting, so he's having a good, strong run at it at the moment. So he's just at the back of the top 10 there, and again, they're sort of getting close to turn 8 and sort of getting a good chance to have a run down the back straight there.
They certainly are. It is a long, long back straight when you have a bit of a look at it. The track itself is absolutely spot on. So is this around about 2012, 2014 is where you've got this track from?
That is correct, yeah. The vintage of this particular sort of cut of the track is about 2012, I think. So, yeah, you're right there.
All right, that's absolutely spot on. As they come through, Brendan Madden, you can see him there trying to go down the inside there, but won't quite make it. Geez, he's right on the boot lid of Howlett coming into the final corner. You can see how close they are. Command Digital doing extremely well. They had him 5th and 6th there in qualifying. Leighton Cranbrook, David Camilleri right on the boot lid of Kenny Wright as they come down the front chute.
They are all pretty tight through the final couple of turns there, so heading down the front straight.
Michael Howlett doing extremely well. He'd be very... Oh, hang on. We've had a massive spin. Kenny Wright's car, Leighton Cranbrook's car. Oh, that's Andreski there. He's backing out.
Yeah, we've got...
Oh, he's backing out into the rest of the cars, mate. This isn't going to be nice.
No, Scott Andreski's in the middle of that. You've got a few of the top guys that have ended up getting caught in the middle there.
Yeah, Otis Caldwell there. The Don Green car, that's Peter Green Jr., I think it is.
Correct.
So you can see Leighton Cranbrook there in the background, having a Jim Beam at the moment, waiting to get going again as they come down through past the Pipsel side.
Here we are on board with Andreski, and oh no, he's touched the outside ripple strip. He's losing traction coming into turn 1. He's gone sideways into the wall.
His car's coming straight for him. Oh, yeah, that's a Heinrich Andreski car there.
Yeah, so it's Andreski that's had a bit of a lose coming into the turn, and then it's collected a few of the top guys there, including the Speed Cafe car. Yeah, Leighton Cranbrook's in the middle of that, and Joel Heinrich there too.
Andreski goes backwards, and the Viking clouts him on the way through.
There's definitely some big runners in that pack.
Turn 8.
Wow, and it's tight up the front too. They're really battling hard. Looks like it's closing up with the top 2 there, and we've still got Chris Mole putting the pressure between the top runners as well.
Yeah, Madden got in front of him without braked himself, it looks like. That's turn 9, turn 10, turn 11. Just trying to see who's got to come out. Howlett's going around the outside. Oh, that's a sharp corner there. A fair few cars go in there during the Adelaide weekend. And Madden has got in front of Howlett. So this will be interesting as they go into the final corner. You can see pit lane to the right-hand side as they go down the chute in front of the grandstand.
And you'll notice occasionally we're actually going to put a couple of the drivers' names up above the cars just to help us, or help the public to be able to sort of see some of the names of the drivers. So that'll just be a little bit of a tip that we're putting up occasionally too.
Yep, it certainly helps. That's Hollywood and Leighton Cranbrook, you can see there. Just try and have a look there. That's Simon Smith going backwards, or going the wrong way, you could say. So he's had a bit of a lose there through 5. We're on lap 4 of 9. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, half distance. So I can tell you, Leighton Cranbrook Speed Cafe car does not look quite the way that it started. Let's put it that way.
Well, that is for sure. But between race 1 and race 2, they get a good buffing and they come out beautiful and straight for the next race.
You'd even think they were brand new cars.
Yeah, that is for sure. Look at this one coming onto the front straight. He's heading for the wall. He's clouded the wall. Trying to work out who that one is. If you can help me out, just behind the Viking car there.
Might be Chris Ainscough there, yeah.
Yes, Chris Ainscough. Yep, that would be right. Brett Osborne, Hollywood. It's good to see Hollywood's done more than 1 lap, so that's a good starting point. And that's Brett. That's Brett Osborne there in the Osborne car. Johnny Baxter's in the other car with the fluoro orange wheels. But Smith from South Australia, he's certainly got a bit of damage to the left-hand front of that car. Simon Smith again has spun. He certainly wants to get every dollar that he's paid for.
And there's a couple of people that are involved in that as well.
Yeah, there's a few cars with a few marks on them, I can tell you that. So that's Thomas there, the 76K. He had an absolute blinder in round 1, doing extremely well. Right in behind there of Hollywood Healy. And
actually
Chuckman's car doing also.
It's actually Wayne's son that's in the blue HQXtra car there, but you're right, he's actually doing really well for a non-HQ racer. He's never been on the track, but he's taken up the sim for a bit of a drive, and exactly that, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, the old man was talking about it there on HQXtra the other night, that his son was going to have a spin, and yeah, doing fantastic. Goes to show you, youth does help in a simulator.
Look, it's even the same thing with Dave Camilleri. Again, no real racing experience, but opportunity to take the sim up and drive with some HQ veterans in a lot of aspects, and young guns too.
Yes, that is for sure. And we're all going to remember that this is only a game where we can all play and we get up and have a drink and everyone's A-OK. And we can see that this E-Series is doing extremely well for sponsors, for the cars, for the people that you normally barrack for. And that's absolutely, I reckon, it's absolutely fantastic. People having a go, but no one's getting hurt. Because I tell you what, if there was this much carnage, mate, I wouldn't want to be in the pits after race 1.
I don't think you'd have a field for race 2, to be honest, but no, you're right. It has been fantastic for the sponsors, and HQXtra, that's obviously organised this, has been fantastic for the sport and everything it's been able to do to keep everyone together, and I honestly feel that it's brought the category even closer than it was even before the COVID situation. So it's positives all around for all the sponsors involved with HQXtra, and particularly Command Digital Signage. They've done an amazing job, and Redistrip for this particular event.
Well, that's for sure, because here we're having guys racing against guys that they'll probably never ever race against in real life, you know, so it's a good opportunity to have a name out there. Now that's Jenkins getting past. I reckon Jenkins might be have a look at that, there's been a crash. I reckon Jenkins is involved with Howlett. You can see that, and Howlett's getting going again, but he certainly lost a little bit of speed there. Getting involved in the lap car Jenkins. You can see both Jenkins' doors were badly pushed in, so he must be a lap car, I would say, looking at it.
Yeah, he was a lap car, and I don't think he saw the leaders coming, and they've ended up getting tangled within it. It ended up pushing Howlett back to 3rd position, and they're lucky that the front guys have got a good gap on it. It's not great to lose a win, but at the same point, he's ended up back in 3rd place and still able to continue. So it could have been a lot worse than what it was.
That's for sure. See the Hepburn car there, Jessica Hepburn, the pink car's parked to the infield side there of turn 5 and 6. So that's an issue.
A little bit of a heads up on that one. It's not actually Jessica driving it. It is the replica of Bob's particular car, but it's Bob's brother, Dave, that's actually running it. So Dave's actually having a drive with us, and yeah, he's actually taking up Jess's seat, which ends up being the normal car or the replica of Bob Hepburn's original car.
All right, okay, so still a Hepburn in it, so that's good to see.
The stickers on the side.
Line here.
Exactly, didn't even need to change the stickers.
No, that's for sure. Right, we're on our final lap now. We can see Madden there, a little bit of a gap, probably a 2 HQ car length gap there to Chris Mole. So can he catch him on the final lap? That'll be quite interesting to see what happens and what's going on. Command Digital car's looking well. It's got those special rims on it, the ones that I hate when I've got to change the tyres all the time. The real side of the rim, I can tell you that for a fact. But it seems to be doing well.
Oh, maybe that's a bit of an edge that Chris is keeping up his sleeve there at the moment, an ultralight wheel.
Oh, it's definitely an edge when it comes into my truck, I can tell you. Right, as we go shooting down, lap 9 is the final lap. You can see a few lap cars there getting past as I come down and around. This will be interesting, turn 8.
I'm sure there'll be some defensive driving coming up when they are on the last lap, and why not? Why wouldn't you?
Well, you got to do something. He's gone out wide. Can he do the Chris crossover? Can he do anything? No, but he's gone out wide. He's got up over the ripple strip, and that certainly does not help. And the Harvey towing is in front of Command Digital, Chris Mole, with only about 400 metres to go. You can see it right there in front of you.
Brandon Madden.
What can happen?
Yeah, he might well take this one home from pole position at this stage, and Chris Mole's come up fantastically, the amount of grid spots he's come through, so well done to both of them, the pole sitter and the fast finishing Chris Mole.
Yeah, from 5th up to 2nd. Absolutely fantastic. There they go over the start-finish line. Just waiting on seeing who is 3rd and 4th. Well done, guys. The 013 car there of Reed, Jason Mole. So Madden takes a win.
And the way that we're looking at the results there for the HQXtra Eseries brought to us by Command Digital Signage, the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint Race 1 ends up being won by Brendan Madden. Well done. Chris Mole into 2nd and Michael Howlett coming into 3rd place there.
Yeah, he certainly did, done extremely well. And I didn't realise Kenny Wright in 4th position. So that's where he qualified, that's where he finished. Matthew Reed, Jason Mole, JD Ware, Jason Dwyer is driving the 21 car. Brendan Healy in the 99 car there, good to see. David Chookman's car. And Dwayne Priest, they're rounding out the top 10, up 13 positions. So he had a really, really good race for his first race.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the same thing. He's ended up coming up 13 position there, so he's done well. Jason Dwyer's come up quite a few, but Chris Mole's 4 spots that he came up from qualifying into 2nd place there. So well done to everyone, and on to race 2. So we're actually going to invert the first 6 positions there. So it looks like Jason Mole's actually going to come off the front row with Matthew Reed next to him. So let's see how that came out.
We're ready, ladies and gentlemen, just waiting for them to start. Just waiting, and they're off. All right, they've turned the top front 6 around, so I understand. So it's Jason Mole, and alongside him is the 013 car, and that's also helped Howlett to get back up in there. Kenny Wright, Madden, as Wright goes over the chicane once again. This is lap 1 of a 9-lapper.
We were privileged. It's been a very hectic sort of start there to be able to sort of watch.
Yes, it certainly is. Oh, and once again, Cordwell's gone around, and that's Johnny Baxter. Oh, yep, no, he's got through. Brett Osborne's got through. So they're 5th and 6th, Brett Osborne and John Baxter. So they'd be fairly happy with that. That's the best, the highest they've been so far. Let's have to wait and see. Like we said, it's only on lap 1. Just waiting for him, coming down. Sharp right-hander, you can see him there, the replay. Oh, geez, a Viking car. Who gave him a love tap on the rear bumper? Yes. Certainly sent him down. Oh, Glenn Deering also is having a high gutter moment, you could say, down the drain. We're just trying to see. This is turn 4 again. This is unbelievable. They're all turning. Oh, Simon Smith's also in the 80 car. He's had a very, very average start. They pick themselves all up. Bumper bar going flying.
I can tell you there's a few national champions and state champions caught up in the middle of that tangle. So let's find out how the mist is, like you said, after the end of the race in the pits. It'll be interesting to see how that gets settled.
Yep, that is for sure. Mole, Madden and White. There you can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. You can see there as they come down into the right-hander. Very interesting. It catches a lot of people out. As you can see there, Madden got very, very sideways. Thomas going extremely well. Reed doing all right. And I'm just trying to work out that Osborne car, which one it is. I should look at the mirrors, not the wheels, because the mirrors are also the same colour as the wheels, which does help me out when we've got two cars that are twin sisters. Nicholas Jackson, the Type Power car, really good looking car to see that. And also Leighton Cranbrook is just in front of me. Oh, Hollywood Hill, he looks like he's parking it again. He hasn't even done a lap. That's what happens in real life to Hollywood by the looks of it. He'll be sitting there watching the next 8 laps go past. Yes, he's definitely got a heap of smoke. Something's happened. Smoke from the ears.
Exactly. In a sim situation, the only time that can happen is a downshift a little bit too quick. So they're pretty indestructible unless they hit a wall pretty hard. But that said, you'll see that there's a lot of damaged cars out there from that carnage in race 1, or lap 1, sorry.
Okay, that's little Johnny Baxter on there that just spun then. So when we see the smoke, that's a down change. Is that what I understand from you?
It's indicating a damaged motor, and one of the only real reasons that can happen is either a big long hold in the RPM or shifting down a little bit early, and you end up sort of grabbing too many RPM. So they are pretty hard to damage, and it's clearly possible.
Okay, so it's broken the front off the camshaft, more likely, ladies and gentlemen. Bent all the valves, and it's done a little bit of issues. But cut and polish, like I said, for race 3, that's what we're so lucky about, being in these sim cars, the E-Series, brought to us by Redistrip and also our major sponsor, Command Digital. Thank you very, very much, guys. Kenny Wright there, Madden, Jason Mole, Chris Mole. This is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. We've got 7 laps, and some of these guys are getting very, very sideways already in this race. We're only on lap 2, almost lap 3. Keep an eye on it, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through, because I feel that we will be able to see some cars slip sliding a lot more, and some cars with much better grip. Howlett now, trying to get through Jason Mole as they go down into turn 1, pulls back in behind. Command Digital, Jason Mole, you can see that there. Yep, can't get any closer than that. That's right where the action is. Oh, he's had a lose.
Chris has had a lose there. Yeah, look, even that turn 1-2 complex, it's tricky for any motor racing category. With this particular series, we've made a very stern penalty. Anyone that touches the dust on the exit of turn 2 will be penalised. So we'll see if anyone ends up sort of being an offender or a repeat offender in that instance, and there will be penalties involved.
Yeah, we've got a rear end offender there. We can definitely see that Leighton Cranbrook has been hit right between the eyes and the back of that car. It's got a massive big V in it. The Hepburn car went around the corner and actually put almost the whole wheel through the bitumen. So it's a fairly big turn 4. Here we go to where we love it, turn 8. Hang on. We're going through flat out.
Even the guys coming into turn 9, at the end of that straight there, it's tight all the way through the field. It's absolutely incredible.
Yep, see Thomas having a bit of a fling there. So he's doing all right. South Australian car there of Smith. Smith, he's back a little bit further. I thought he might be up a bit closer. This is sort of one of his home tracks. Well, the best home track they've got now is Tailem Bend, isn't it? I understand the HQs are at Tailem Bend this year in 2020. with the V8 supercars. Is that
But
rumour correct?
that rumour is absolutely correct. Look, no doubt about that whatsoever, no matter what's sort of happening from now on in. The V8 round will be there, and the major support category, you could say, will be at least 40 HQ Holdens ascending on the bend. So absolutely fantastic as a category. Really looking forward to it.
Absolutely brilliant. So you heard it from us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So if you want to go, get on the phone, find out who you have to talk to, and Rex Monahan will certainly take all the HQs to be there, the 40 plus HQs. Thanks, Ian. That's absolutely fantastic to hear, and good to see that the V8s want a premier class support act.
Absolutely. And look, up the front there, we're pushing really tight. Again, we've got Howlett and Mole sort of battling for 1 and 2, but there's 4 that pack in fairly closely behind that, which is 3rd through to 6th place there. So it's not too dissimilar from the end of finish of race 1, but at the same point, we've ended up with a couple of them inverting. Looks like Howlett's probably come up a few, but Jason Mole's definitely benefit from it.
Yes, he certainly has, and doing extremely well. Command Digital still looking for their first outright win, I understand. I'm just trying to think about what happened last week. But their first win here at Adelaide, at least, anyway. Oh, look at Howlett trying to poke the nose in, just slams the door shut. Chris Mole, he's gone out wide. This will be interesting. We've got left-hander, right-hander. Yep, it's exactly how the Adelaide Raceway is. So absolutely brilliant. We're on lap 5, 4 laps to go. So down we come. We'll see Healy on the left-hand side. Hollywood Healy, tow truck's left him there. The race organisator has decided he's out way far enough. And that's good to see. Here we go. Jason Mole, Howlett, and that's Scotty Madden, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Brendan Madden,
Brandon Madden, and Matty Reid still running really competitively there. So, yeah, he's running up in 4th place there. And behind them, you'll probably find that it's Kenny Wright and Chris Mole, one of the place getters, podium getters in the first race. But it is fantastic up the front, and credit to the guys that are racing up the front. They're fair, they're clean, and you'll see that it's quite realistic in the fact that the straightest cars are at the front of the field, definitely not in the mid-pack.
Yeah, well, it always is. You always try and work out how can the guys at the front go faster and not touch each other, where us back markers are backing into each other. We're 3 or 4 seconds off the pace, but that's just what it is. It's craftsmanship, it's the setup of the car, it's the egos and all that as well. So, but it's good to see Dave Camilleri. There we go. There's little Johnny Baxter there, and also Smith. That looked like Smith from Victoria. Gee, it's been a long time since he has raced that car in those colours, but good to see a guy that's been out of the sport for 6 or 8 years coming back in the E-Series.
Yeah, we've actually got Dwayne Priest is actually running Andrew Toth's car from Victoria. He's joined the series very late, and unfortunately Andrew couldn't run this particular round, so he's kindly lent the keys to Dwayne there, but Dwayne will be running at the next event and very much looking forward to it.
So that's Toffee's car. Yeah, Toffee's from Tasmania, mate. Close
That's
to
right.
Victoria.
Sorry,
So,
you're right, yes.
That's all right, mate.
Southern.
Yeah, it's only a suburb, that's right. Just the river running between it. There's Simon Smith. There's Joel Heinrich, Simon Smith. So this will be interesting. Probably the first time these guys are even running beside each other. Smith's certainly getting a bit tail. You see the smoke coming out of the back of it. Certainly revving the ring out of it. And if it's not pinging, it's still singing, so away you go.
Well, it's the battle again is going very, very much mid-pack, so we've got a few of the top guys sort of starting to run pretty close there too. We've got Scotty.
Greeny clouded that wall, mate. Greeny clouded that wall that hard. I wish in real life it come out like that, I tell you, but geez.
I'm sure he would have loved that too, but no, look, there's 4 of them absolutely hammering tongs here. Again, there's a few damages to some of those cars, so maybe not handling the way they should have been either.
No. Now, have a look at this. We've got Leighton Cranbrook right up on the back of Heinrich, I'm pretty sure.
No,
and then there is Toff. Yeah, no, sorry, wrong one. That's another. It looked it, but it isn't. That's the Andreski car, Scott
That's
Andreski.
Right. That's the black Andreski car, not the black CR International Osborne's car. That's right.
Yeah, okay. You can certainly see when these cars actually dent, you can see the rear quarters fold in, or the nose cones bend themselves back. Mate, it's real in that way. They always come in with a sad face half the time. So as they're going through lap 8, the final lap is coming up next. We've got a lap and a half to go. And Jason Mole, Howard, have a look at this. Oh, Howard's in front. Oh, turn 8 round the outside.
Incredible.
That's having a go. Whew.
Absolutely brilliant.
Makes you cringe on your seat, mate. You know, you lift a cheek, try to get around that corner.
Look, and it's feeling that way in the cockpit too, I'm sure. The guys are absolutely putting it all in a line. And if you do cut that corner a little bit too early, or you miss your apex, we've seen guys do it already this weekend. You can easily turn a car around and ruin your whole race. So the guys at the front that are pushing as hard as they are, they know that it's all on the line. And again, I think we've got a couple of good championship runners between the top 3 there. So very, very close.
Yep, they're coming around the corner, coming onto the front straight, coming up to their final lap. As they come down, you can see it there. Cranbrook, Priest, Andreski, Harvey Towing. Oh, Toffee's even in there as well.
Yeah,
as you were saying, Dwayne Priest is driving the Toffee car.
Yeah, Priest is driving Toffee's car, yep. But again, they're absolutely at it. These guys...
Look at all those transporters, mate. Look at all those transporters in the pits. I've got a good transporter if anyone wants to buy one. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh, here we go, mate. We're starting to come. These guys are coming on to their final lap. Leighton Cranbrook, can he do anything? Oh, he's way off on the grass. He comes back on. Oh, he spins. I reckon he hit Leighton Cranbrook, I reckon.
I think he might have tagged him on the way through, yeah, just to add salt to the wound for Cranbrook's Speed Cafe run. It's not a great event, unfortunately.
No, it certainly isn't. This Bucko HQXtra car, he's got himself back out there, but certainly laps and laps and laps down. That's a 57 car there, Andreski. But have a look here. He's first and second. Righto, we've only got a few more corners to go, about 400 or 500 metres. Can Jason Mole do anything to Howard? Howard has been having a wonderful event. Fantastic E-Series racing. As they come down through, this will be interesting. Oh, you can see it. There's where you go into the pits. There's not much left. Howard, Command Digital, definitely taking a tighter line as they go down to the start-finish line. Looks like Howard's got it. Just waiting. Oh, no.
Oh, he's taking
Command Digital. Command Digital got him.
Jason Mole just got him on the line. Absolutely brilliant. The exit of that final corner for Howlett just got a little bit off, lost his speed.
He certainly did. Geez, okay. In the last dying seconds of that race, you could say, the Command Digital car of Jason Mole. Well done.
So the results look a bit like this. It's been a fantastic finish to the race there. And how do you take it, Dave? How did that come out from your end?
Very, very interesting, mate. I'm sure there's a couple of boys that want to say a few things to each other. But that's motor racing. So Jason Mole, extremely well done. Michael Howard, second. Brendan Martin, third. Matthew Reid in fourth. Kenny Wright, once again, being into the top 5. So that's absolutely brilliant.
Ken's been very consistent through the whole series, actually. So credit to him. He's done well. But look, result-wise, a fifth's not something that he's taken lightly. Dave Camilleri had a couple of hits in that particular car there, but he's come through for 6. Johnny Baxter's best race by far. He's snuck into the top 10 there, so he's done well there. We've got Chris Mole that dropped back a few positions, actually. He's ended up in the 8th position there. Dave Smith came up quite a few, so he started 17th there and he's come up 8th. And Simon Thomas, he's ended up coming up a spot there too. So a few of the wounded there were definitely some national champions and again state champions there. There's a couple that should have been a little bit higher but didn't end up coming through with it. But the top 10, fantastic, and the top 3 were tight all the way through. And that's race 2 for the HQXtra E-Series, brought to us by Command Digital Signage. This is at the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint. So let's take us to race 3 and we'll see how we go.
All right, red light, just waiting for the green. And away we go. Ripper of a start there. The 69 car, the Andreski car there, got an absolute blinder. Almost too good to be true. Down into turn 1, Howlett once again. Jason Mole, second. That's Reed. As they go through, that's Madden. David there, doing extremely well. The Viking car there. The Tasmanian car there of Cordwell. Now this is the corner they don't like, mate. This is the corner they come into a car park almost.
Yeah, they create the car park. So, yeah, it's pretty tight, particularly, up
Nicholas.
the back.
Nicholas has gone around.
Yeah,
that's the type
Nick Jackson, he's had either a hit or a spin, but either way, he's ended up being broadside. So, sadly, it looks like it might have taken a couple of cars there. But, yeah, you're right. Up the front, it's tight again, and hopefully it'll end up sorting itself out towards turn 8.
Oh, Kenny Wright's car got all out of shape going through. Lucky turn 8. But looks like he's going A-OK. You can see Chris Mole there, Andreski at the front, Reed, Baxter. Baxter's having a real good run here at the moment. He's into the top 6, Andrew the Gallity. 26 car there, you can see. Reed's certainly gone backwards.
Yeah, Reed's ended up, looks like he's been tagged on a couple of occasions in that first lap, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll have to have a look at some of these on a replay side of things, and there may well be some penalties involved here.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Junior Green's gone around backwards as well. So, he's down. Dwayne Priest, Tasmanian car there, and the orange car. The car there of Toff. Jenkins has had a real... Oh, Jenkins hit the wall. Jenkins has had a weekend you don't want to remember in South Australia, especially the clips. Oh, as your extra cars backed into the rear of it as well. And Jenkins going backwards down the front straight, something a bit different.
Bit of a Days of Thunder or Talladega Nights there.
Yeah, he's got a stuck in R and it's off for racing by the looks of it. So
It is pretty tricky on the sim. Sometimes you can pick a gear by aiming for a neutral and end up sort of getting a second. I think you might have given it a big throttle full of it, but nonetheless, again, they're pretty tight there and really having a cracking go through the field.
Yeah, they certainly are. A couple of ex-champions, you could say there, Leighton Cranbrook and the champion, Joel Heinrich there going down, all the way down to the fast corner of turn 8. Smith there. Oh, sideways coming around that corner there. Thomas is doing an absolutely fantastic job. David Camilleri there, the Chookman car, you could say, the 46 car. Oh, there's Heinrich. Oh, Baxter. Was that Baxter by the looks of it? Yes.
Definitely Baxter in the back of someone there, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a lover's tap, you could say. Honey, I'm home. Move out the way.
Yeah, and then you got Leighton Cranbrook there with the Speed Cafe 00 car. And that's presently in front of John Baxter, so you probably pull away from him pretty quickly from there, I'd say.
Well, you reckon? They're tight. Coming onto the front straight on the final corner again. Lap 2, you come lap 3. Oh, Heinrich. Heinrich
Joel.
definitely got it sideways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's Bruce's kid. Go.
Well, funnily enough, we've actually got a hot rumour that Bruce will actually be driving the series as of next weekend, or at Simmons Plains at the next round. So we'll have another state champion sort of joining us, and national champion from memory as well. So yeah, Bruce Heinrich joining us too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out whether he's got to come in with a walker or a cane. You know, he's one of the senior guys. Very, very old man, still goes fast. Yes, I'm jealous, Bruce. But here we go. Baxter, Cranbrook, Andreski. They're all coming through turn 4. You can see that. The crowd hasn't changed. The crowd's still there at the fence. Down the chute.
We've got that mid-pack that is just absolutely tight as anything. Out the front, you've got Mole and Howlett with a fair gap from what I can see.
Yes, it certainly is. Oh, Mole's outbraked himself. Now Howlett will probably go around the outside on the left-hander coming up next. Or can the digital command car holds him there to it.
And again, great racing. The way that the sim situation works is it is a virtual situation, is quite difficult. You cannot see around you. You don't necessarily know what's left or right or even behind you. So it is quite difficult to share a space around a racetrack and be competitive and put the car where you need to. And to be fair, it ends up being a bit of respect from the person behind, that you don't go and tuck a nose in and end up inverting the person in front. So there's respect both ways there, and full credit to them. They're very professional on the track and showing it. They're brilliant.
Yeah, mate, they're all having a go, because some of these sims I've heard have only cost them $200, $300, $400. Mates have got this, or mates got something like that to put them together. So, we're not the V8 supercar guys got $30,000 sims. These are guys who've got $300 or $400 sims having a go, and there's also some guys that have got some better ones. But you got to remember, this is only the second round of this E-Series Racing HQ. They're still trying to work out where they can bump draft, how close they have to be. Do I have to back off, a fraction before the next guy? So doing a fantastic job, and good on them.
And there's some absolute rookies in here in a sim situation too. You've got Leighton Cranbrook, that's national champion both in the V8 Utes and in the HQs. He hadn't sat in a sim situation at any stage before, up until about the week coming on to the first round. So it's been absolutely amazing to have him involved, and there's a lot of people who are in the field the same way too. But again, you've still got some guys that have been playing it for a long while. But they are $300-ish for some of the sims that the guys have got. But I can tell you what, there's more action going on here than any of the V8 racing or any other sim series that I've ever seen.
That is for sure. And when you started talking, I just noticed that Osborne actually touched the back of Thomas's car. That put him a little bit too deep in turn 9, which then he was able to get past. So absolutely fantastic, good, close, clean racing. Didn't turn him around, just made sure he knew he was there, as you can see. Once again, Thomas is not liking turn 9, I can tell you. They're giving him, the rainbow car, a real good hammering. Now, what's going on here? The Harvey's car has decided to do a 3-point turn at turn 9. Oh!
Hammered, and that's the Godfather. Yeah.
I reckon NASA will be pulling that HQ out of orbit. Geez, that hit hard, square on.
And one of the cars that just snuck past without getting caught there in 2 incidents in a row was Riccardo Benvenuti, our photographer from New South Wales there. So he's actually been very lucky in a couple of instances there. But again, there's some bent cars going around there at the moment.
Yep, there certainly is. It is unreal. I've never used a sim, and I probably don't want to, I reckon, because you've got to be smooth and consistent. But you've also got to keep the throttle down in these HQs or whatever, otherwise you lose too much speed, or someone's just got to hit you in the rear all the time. So, they're having a go.
It's a bit tricky. They actually turn in with a little bit of understeer. So you've got to be predicting that when you come in. You can't brake too late, otherwise they will sort of push pretty wide. But at the same point, you've got to be on the gas nice and early to be able to sort of get a little bit of power down, and it sort of helps them come around the corner. So they are a little bit unique, but again, how they're getting thrown around with these curves and the turn 1, turn 2 complex, it's not easy for any car, and these guys are really sort of showing how hard it is.
Yep, Camilleri and Madden, you can see there on the TV screen, just gone past the Clipsal sign, turning into turn 4, around there, okay. Glenn Deering, geez, we haven't seen much of that car other than it's been getting lapped. I'm sure Glenn will be fixing his sim or giving the car another tune-up before round 3, because he hasn't been anywhere in sight.
Well, so, to be fair with Glenn, and I do know that he tried to get involved with the series and he couldn't. He's actually given the keys to his son Rowdy. So it's actually Rowdy. So again, it's a non-competitor.
Okay.
But he is actually driving Glenn's car in this particular event. So again, looks absolutely stunning. Looks as good as it does in real life. but in this particular case, it's actually Glenn's son, Rowdy, running it.
Geez, Madden and Camilleri, you can see on there, lap 7 of the 11, really having a tight run. There's Howard, there's Jason Mole there in the Command Digital car. Just have a bit of a look here. Is that an oil leak? Oh no, that's the Daring car.
Could be some tyre smoke.
Kenda rubber, mate. Kenda rubber. 3-speed Holden, 6 cylinders, ladies and gentlemen. Single carby. Kenda is a tyre that we use. Absolutely fantastic for the 6th year in a row. Very, very good tyre for the class. It hangs on well. It's a good budget tyre and absolutely brilliant.
For a road-based tyre that's a buffed radial tyre, they do cop a bit of a hammering, and you're right, they do end up being quite enduring. So for the category to run something like that, and something as stable as the Petters suspension kit that's been around a long time and been a very stable sort of part of the category too. So there hasn't been a lot of change, and that's been quite intentional to keep them as even as they are at the moment, and hopefully for a long time to come in the future as well.
Yeah, Petters has been with HQs for many, many years. I remember talking to Scott Petters probably some 10, 12, 13 years ago, I reckon. Went and saw him, had a bit of a chat to him and thanked him, then asked him for some product, as you would. But Petters has been there for a long time. We need to have a bit of a chat with them, mate, and see what Petters can do for HQs.
Absolutely.
And the E-Series, and also for the main game.
Absolutely. Look, we've been a big supporter, the HQ category has done, but at the same point, Petters has been too. So it really would be great to sort of get some feedback from them as to how we can do a better job. And that's a good part about this series, that we have been able to sort of get some communication out there and we're in the public eye, which is fantastic. So again, the car's looking great. The battles are fantastic, and I can't see it being much different when we turn up to the bend and being able to sort of put a 40-strong car field on the grid, let alone when we get to Bathurst at some stage in the near future with a bit of luck.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. So some guys definitely want to go back to Bathurst. We just got to pick and choose and make sure we do it in a correct way so we don't affect state racing series too much, taking too many cars, because when we go to big events like that, it does cost the competitor a lot of money, and sometimes the competitor will stand out for 2 or 3 rounds to try and refinance, get everything back together and to go racing again.
And fair enough too. We're all entry level on this sort of budget, and that's why we're as strong a category as we are, and the financial sort of situation around at the moment, we may even be a more popular category because of the finances. So we all want to support each other, and it's definitely something the HQ guys do very, very well.
Yeah, we got Baxter there just going through there, Joy Priest, South Australian guy Smith, Reed Racewear, JD Racewear. Coming down, lap 10, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone through fairly quickly. Sorry, but we've been talking about HQs, and absolutely brilliant. Lap 10 of lap 11. So we've only got a couple more corners, and all of a sudden we'll be starting our final lap. As you can see on the screen, there's the pits opening there. Oh, Johnny Baxter has certainly gone smoking the tyres, gone out. Oh, what's the young kid Deering done? Oh, Johnny Baxter. The leather doctor has certainly spun that around. Lucky he's got a leather seat in that car. I think he can wipe it clean fairly easily. Righto, as we start on lap 11 or lap 10. I'm just trying to see what the computer has gone up or not.
No, we're still at lap 10, but we're watching a couple of midfielders there, although they're battling like their front rudders. But Kenny Wright and a few other guys up the front there, they're just a little bit further up the road.
Yeah, Joel Heinrich right in behind there. Jandreski car. Here's Heinrich and Wright, the CR car there, as they come down and around. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the final lap.
Coming into lap 11.
And how the car's doing well. And lap 11, mate.
Again, it looks absolutely straight. So fantastic to be able to sort of see the cars there. And we're getting pretty close to the end. And again, the guys have sort of stayed up the front all the way through. Jason Mole and Howlett have been doing a fantastic job. Kenny Wright sort of in the mix there. Joel Heinrich sort of coming through too. So it's really, really tight. Absolutely amazing.
Yep, certainly is. Can Kenny Wright keep it in the top 5 like he has nearly every race? But Heinrich is trying to get past him, trying to squeeze him, trying to cover both of those rear mirrors. So, bit of smoke. What does that mean, mate? Brake lock up, or is that just revving the ring out of it?
That single spinner diff can end up sort of picking up a wheel, particularly with the curbs here. So, yeah, I haven't seen any breakages, but nonetheless, a little bit of a light rear end there.
Oh, right, okay, yep, fair enough. So, as they come down and around to the right-hander, now that's Jason Mole, Chris Mole, that's Camilleri, Jason Mole. He's had a bit of a spin, bit of a lose, Jason Mole. Andreski, can he catch him now?
Coming up to the line, it's actually going to be really, really tight here.
Yeah, geez, he'll be disappointed with that. Oh, Andreski, yep. Yeah, black and white don't go together. You can physically see that unless you're a Collingwood supporter in Victoria. But here we go over the start-finish line. Geez, that's close. Oh, Command Digital. Chris has got it. So that was tight.
Very tight. Again, Jason Mole ends up just sort of sneaking a nose through over the finish line. So, again, that's an amazing race there. The HQXtra Eseries brought to us by Command Digital Signage. Let's have a quick look at the race results for that one.
Yep, for sure. And we don't forget Redistrip, absolutely a fantastic sponsor. But Redistrip is owned by Peter Dane. Yes, Peter Dane used to race HQs in the early 90s, ladies and gentlemen. You probably even know that. Still races today, and he is a proud, passionate sponsor of HQ and HQ Eseries. Thank you, Peter Dane and Redistrip.
Fantastic result for the guys that are up the front. They've ended up coming through with the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint event. Michael Howlett has come through with a race win there. Fantastic finish. Dave Camilleri come through for second. He's come up quite a few spots there. Jason Mole had a bit of a spin in that last complex of the last race, came through for third place, so well done to him. Scott Andreski and Chris Mole coming in 5th place with a Command Digital car as well. Yep,
done extremely well. Kenny Wright for the first time out of the top 5, but finished in 6th position. Right behind him, Joel Heinrich in 7th. Brett Osborne be fairly happy with that in 8th. In the 001 car, Leighton Cranbrook finished 9th. And rounding out the top 10, Brendan Madden, Harvey Towing.
Yeah, look, Brett Osborne made up a lot of positions, but probably not pleased that he ended up sort of back that far to start with. But you're right, he's had a fantastic result. Dave Smith's come well. He's followed Leighton Cranbrook over the line there in the Speed Cafe car. Matty Reid was involved in a couple of incidents there, so we feel for him a little bit. Simon Thomas had a good, strong run there, so he's actually come through in 13th position. Johnny Baxter dropped 8 positions there, so I'm not sure how many incidents he had, but sadly he's dropped a few for 14th.
Yeah, he certainly did, but he's still happy because involved in crashes but still finished, so that's better than nothing. We've got Chris Anscroft, 15th. Ty Gray goes up 15 positions, in 16th. Darren Jenkins, now, like I said, in race 1 and 2, the 48 car really, it's a day to forget, I think, and recuperate and go from there. Ricardo, the photographer, in 19th position, and Mark Ainsworth ran out in 20th.
Yeah, look, Ricardo, again, as we said, Priceless Images, so he's a fantastic photographer and supporter. We've got Dwayne Priest ends up to his first event. So he's driving Andrew Toth's car. We've got Andrew Longelli. He's come through for 22nd. Nick Jackson in 23rd. The Godfather, Joe Andreski, for one of the Harvey cars in 24th.
Yep, we've got Hollywood himself. Wayne Hill, he always wants to be involved and all that. Definitely involved in a fair few crashes and a couple of DNFs. He's a one-lap blind man, you could say. He doesn't even finish.
And Chris Buckley for the HQXtra car had a couple of incidents.
Rowdy Deering now in the iGutter car in 27th. Otis Cordwell, the Tasmanian, in 71. Yeah, very, very average race then. He'll certainly get himself ready. Rob McDougall there in 29th. And Junior Green in 30th position, down 14.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, the rest of the grid ended up having some incidents through there too. So we did start with a 34-car grid. But as it stands, how do you take the last round for the Redistrip Adelaide Super Sprint for round 2 of the championship, Dave?
We've had 6 races now. Round 2's finished. Round 3's coming up. And where's round 3, mate? I haven't seen the calendar.
Yeah, look, we've actually got Simmons Plains coming up this week, and to be honest, we've got a little bit of a commemorative event. Ian Beachy was one of the founding fathers of HQ racing in Australia, so he's actually passed away recently, and sadly, so we've got a little bit of a commemoration sort of coming through for him. So that's happening the next round, Simmons Plains, and that'll be televised next week as well. So keep an eye out for that, and there'll be some interesting news coming up with that in regards to it too. But Simmons Plains, tight circuit, again, 30 to 40 cars. I can tell you we're going to be closer to 40 than we are 30 at this stage.
Yep, absolutely fantastic. And if you don't mind me saying, Ian Beachy, what a gentleman, what an absolute gun person for HQs. I met him a couple of times over there in Tassie, and he was one of the 5 gentlemen that designed and built HQs to go HQ racing. So only last weekend we were talking about, let's see the rules of how they wrote them back in 86, 87 and see what they're like now. Not a lot has changed. And yeah, Ian Beachy, thank you very, very much.
And look, that
HQs miss you.
Absolutely. And look, we all as a category sort of feel that same way too. So that runs the end of the series event for HQXtra, brought to us by Command Digital Signage. So thank everyone for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the next event at Simmons Plains. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for your effort. And I'm Ian McLean. We'll catch up with you shortly.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.